Well, hello there. It is I, Nate Jackson. With another one of those wonderful, wacky Criterion Collection reviews for you. So let's wait a minute. Sorry, I'm smelling. What is that smell? I'm smelling something. What? Oh! It's Black Narcissus. That's what I'm smelling. Hello! It is number 93. We're at number 93. Take your pick. You can you get the small 12-ounce bottle or the large economy size. Oh man, this is too much fun. Anyway, number 93, Black Narcissus by the filmmaking powerhouse of Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. 1947, 101 minutes, color, English, all that good stuff. So, man, I went into this thinking that it wouldn't be that hot, but, you know, just like the red shoes, it gets you. And you know what it is about this one? I mean, this one, it's not only the filmography, it's the story. I mean, good God. What a trip and a half, this one. So let's talk about the story. So basically, I think the word that I heard most when I was, reading reviews, looking on, the website and all that, and the back of this. In fact, I think even on the back here somewhere is the E word. I kept reading the E word. Explosive film about the conflict between the spirit and the flesh is the epitome of the sensuous style. No, I don't see the word erotic. That's the word I kept seeing, when I looked at the film. It was like erotic. Martin Scorsese said it was the most erotic film he'd ever seen. I can see where they mean that, they see it, but I guess I'm just so far ahead from this movie that I need it to be more explicit. There's so many scenes in the movie where I think there's a lot of eroticism in the movie, and it doesn't really hit you until a while after you see it and you think about it, and then it suddenly hits you, all these scenes, it didn't really hit me until after I saw the supplements, and then they show the scenes over and over and over again. It just all kind of makes sense then. But anyway, let's talk about, so what's this movie about? I'm already doing analysis. Let's tell you about the movie for those of you who've seen it. Here you go. If you haven't seen it, and spoiler alert, there are spoilers, so if you want to see this, anyway. But my descriptions can't do it justice, so whatever I say, just take it with whatever grain of salt or pinch of pepper. Anyway, so there's a bunch of nuns. The superior sister, Clodagh, played by Deborah Kerr, who is asked to start up this new monastery or nunnery in the Himalayas, I think. And there's this guy, I don't know, there's this guy who's overseeing the building or something, or remodeling of the thing. His name's Mr. Dean. I don't think he's ever given a first name. And while he supervises everything, or he tells them about the land, Clodagh, Sister Clodagh, apparently she spends more time with Dean, and she seems to be a little attracted to him at that. And this kind of shakes things up. His presence shakes things up. His I guess ignorance to his ignorance to their ignorance of sexuality, or choice of ignorance to sexuality, because of the whole nuns, cloth, women of cloth, and all that. He walks around in shorts and no shirt and all that, sweating and everything, and they don't bat an eye except for Clodagh and Sister Jean, right? Oh, Jean, Kathleen Bison. Sister Ruth. Sister Jean. Where the hell did I get Jean? Oh, Jean Simmons played Conchi, who's a 17-year-old Indian girl with a thing in her nose. Yeah, gets beat for apparently stealing a gold chain. It's trippy. Oh yeah, then of course there's the young general who comes in. He kind of falls for Kanchi because he asks to stay in the nunnery and learn, even though it's for women or small children. And but they let him in, and then they have Kanchi stay, and of course they meet and they kind of fall in love, and in the end they get married, and that's what kind of he without and Claudia's kind of upset with this. But the main plot is Mr. Dean and what he does. I mean, there are so many instances where Clodagh is it like kind of locks horns with Mr. Dean, such as a scene where he shows up drunk to a ceremony to celebrate, like a Christmas ceremony to celebrate Jesus, and he shows up drunk and just sings Christmas carols with them. She gets really upset with this. But all the while, at the same time, there's Sister Ruth, who's sitting in the background, just kind of chilling, watching everybody, watching Clodagh talk to Mr. Dean, getting really fucking upset by this. So much, because she's got ideas for him too. But, they're not the right ideas. She's a little, she's missing the 9, 10, and 9th and 10. She's missing the 9 of hearts and the 10 of clubs in her deck, if that's the easiest way to describe her. She's weird. She's crazy. That's all you can say. She keeps thinking about, like, there are scenes where she flashes back to days gone by when, reasons why she kind of joined the, things that, kind of drove her to insanity and all that. But it doesn't really show until she finally confronts Clodagh, Sister Clodagh, and there's, this famous scene where Clodagh's knitting, and she brings up the subject, and the camera zooms in, and Sister Ruth is looking at her like with this really tired makeup, and you could tell they applied makeup to her, this dark makeup to her face to make her look like, I know what you've been doing with Mr. Dean. That kind of thing. So there's that, and of course Clodagh denies it immediately, but Sister Ruth don't want to hear none of it. And it gets so bad to the point where Sister Ruth eventually decides to leave the convent, and while Clodagh's looking for her one night, and she finds Ruth in this room, and Ruth is just decked out in like a normal, like a dress, red, fiery red hair and makeup, and just looks really sexy. And then there's a scene so Clodagh traps her in this room because she thinks she's gonna kill herself or something like that, or run off and do something crazy. So she locks them in this room, and so they wait, and they sit down, and there's a really, and this is where the eroticism kind of hit it for me. I think this is probably one of the most erotic scenes, is just a scene where Ruth takes out lipstick and starts just applying, and then they cuts to Clodagh, and then they cut back, and there's a intense close-up of her applying it to her lips, and I can see that is kind of hot a little bit, Meanwhile, Clodagh pulls out a Bible and just some little notebook, or probably with verses in it, and just starts silently reading to herself. And at one point, she nods off, and within seconds, Ruth is out of there. And in fact, I think locks Clodagh in until she finally breaks through, and Clodagh rings this bell to call everybody to attention, to look out for Ruth. And then Ruth comes in, and Ruth breaks through this, comes in through this out to this doorway, and she's just and it's like we've gone back to Qui-Gon. We've gone back 3 to Qui-Gon, and she looks like a fucking ghost, and it's chilling. It doesn't even look like Ruth. I don't know. I mean, it's gotta be Kathleen Weissman. I don't know what they did as far as makeup is concerned, but good gravy. That kind of sealed the deal for me as far as buying this one, because I had to add it to the wish list after seeing her when it goes that far. It's good God. All I can say is wow. And so there's a struggle there's a struggle to the death because she is trying to kill Clodagh. Oh, because of course that's the whole thing is that Ruth runs away to find Mr. Dean, and she confesses that she loves her, and obviously she's not stable, and after Mr. Dean yells at her and tells her that I don't love anyone, there's this brilliant, oh god, this is probably the most amazing shot, is where from this point we see Mr. Dean yelling at the camera as if we're looking through Ruth's eyes, and the camera tilts and there's red starts encompassing the screen, and it's just creepy, and she starts to faint, and it's just, oh my god, it's brilliant. It's just effing brilliant. And then it just cuts. It just cuts to black for a few seconds, and then it cuts to the next scene, and all I can say is shit. There are some scenes in movies that require foul language, and this is one of them. Shit. So, yeah. Anyway, I've kind of told the story out of order now, but like I said, my words can't describe this one. Basically, in the end, Ruth dies, she falls off, and the monasteries collapsed, or the nunneries collapsed, and so Clodagh leaves, and after saying farewell to Mr. Dean, she thinks that as they leave, there's this moment where you think they're gonna get together, they're gonna kiss or something, but he rejects her because he never really was that interested in her. Even though there's this I think it's this really interesting analysis, maybe Clodagh really thought, actually was really interested in Mr. Dean, and thought that, now that it was all more or less over, that, if he had taken her, in his arms and all that, and, swept her off her feet and all that, then, things would be different and all that. But no, he was never interested in her, period. She was she was in the wrong. And that's just, I think, and if that's, I don't really know if that's the intent, but if it was, then damn shit and fuck. Damn for the analysis of the ending, shit for the ghost Ruth, and fuck for the shots of the first shot of Ruth's insanity. And all the rest, it's just cinematography. Powell and Essenberger, Powell and what was his name? Pressburger. Powell and Pressburger knocked it out the park yet again. And once again, this is another one of those ones where the only one we've had by these guys is the Red Shoes. We've had Powell's Peeping Tom, but the two of them, you got to have the two of them. And this was again before the Red Shoes, so it's just weird that Criterion were getting the later films first. Now it's not with something like Diabolique or The Wages of Fear, where they put the later one before the earlier one, or with Branded to Kill and Tokyo Drifter. This is one where, Red Shoes was number 44, I think, and this is number 93. Now, of course, this might be because, they picked Red Shoes because it was more well-known, and, they wanted to get that one out before, and then they thought about it. Or maybe, they couldn't get the rights in time to release them both simultaneously. But either way, it's just interesting to note that they were doing this, and we'll talk about this more when I do the wrap up, the review of the first 100 in its entirety. But for now, let's end this. Black Narcissus is a brilliant movie. It's beautiful to look at. The story will just destroy you, and that last half hour, it's kind of slow moving, the beginning, but the last half hour will it's like taking a knife and just, except it's with your heart, so, it'll kill you. And that's why I'm giving it an A. I wasn't going to give it more than a B+, A-, until I saw the last half hour, and that bumped it up to A. So Oh Lord. Speaking of the wish list, I mean, like, and I wasn't gonna. I told myself I wasn't gonna spend any more money on the Criterion Collection sale. After already buying today, might as well show you guys what I got. So today I delved into the thing, and of course I got Diabolique, red shoes. Funny enough, I should talk about, hey, here's your younger sister, Black Narcissus. Oh, hi there, I'm your older sister. Yeah. Chasing Amy, and where's the other one I got? Oh, Fishing with John. Fishing with John, still in the wrapper. That's why the sticker's there. Oh, and then I don't know if I showed you. I don't know if I showed you but earlier, my last paycheck 2 weeks ago, I got High and Low and Sanjuro. Got those two. And yes, and I was lucky enough, and of course I showed you guys because I got a Hard Day's Night. But last week I was lucky enough to be in Dimple, and guess what I found? No, seriously, I want you to sit here and guess what I found at Dimple. At the exact same Dimple for less than $30. No, seriously, guess. I'll give you 5 more seconds. I'm looking at the time code. Boom. Yes. I found both the W.C. Fields out of print Criterion collections. $14.99, $15.99, and I used a coupon, for this one, so it was less than $30 in the end. I think, yeah, I think it was about $30, less than $30. So, yeah, as you can tell, let's see if I can get this shot. So, as you can tell from obviousness, my collection is growing. Look at that Criterion collection. Look at that effing Criterion collection. Oh my god. Alright, that's it for me. Alright, we're done. So, yeah. Hijacked the review with showing off my ever-growing Criterion collection. Yeah, so, Black Narcissus. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A. Supplements. Both of these have a supplement called Painting with Light, which is a 27-minute documentary based on, what's his name? Jack Cardiff, who was he was like the cinematographer for the movie, and it was done in 2000 for this one. It was made for the original pressing, but it was also included in this version. Also in this one, but this one also includes an introduction by filmmaker Bertrand Tavernier. It's an 8-minute intro where he talks about the film, and then a 16-minute film where he talks about his friendship with Powell. And he talks about the film called The Audacious Adventure. And it's in French, and so, yeah. And then there's a half-hour documentary, which is made by Carlton Television, called Profile of Black Narcissus. It's a documentary featuring, people who worked with the Archers, including Kathleen Bison, who is still in the... Kathleen Byron, not Bison. Who the hell is Bison? Kathleen Byron, who was still alive, I guess, at the time of the making, and still looks good. And she looks totally different from what she does in the film, but that's not a bad thing. She still looks good, and it's a trip to see her just. And they both have the trailer. This one actually has a bunch of behind-the-scenes shots that this one doesn't have. So it's interesting, and this has some analysis of deleted scenes, scenes that weren't seen in the film. I mean, not film, but just pictures. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. So I would recommend this one highly. It's beautiful. You got to see it once. If you're into cinematography and you want to see one of the most colorful films I've ever seen, definitely one of the most colorful films you will ever see, get it. Black Narcissus, boom. Watch out for Ruth. Alright, so that's it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's talk about the future, because we got a future. So tomorrow, I know where I'm going. Yet another Powell and Pressburger, joint. This one seems to be a little less on the. This one I don't know about this one. It looks like it's this one once again is earlier. Once again is earlier than Black Narcissus. So this is the baby. This is the baby of the bunch. So these are the sisters, the Criterion sisters. This is the older sister. This is the older. This is the middle child, and then this is the younger one. Though I think there's other ones like the life and death of Colonel Blimp. I think is also in it too. So I don't know where that fits in, but yeah. Anyway, so tomorrow we got I Know Where I'm Going. Then Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday. Saturday we'll do All That Heaven Allows. And then Sunday we'll do Written on the Wind. We'll use this one. This one actually has a copy. I got 2 copies, and we'll use this one because this one actually has the more of the cover on it, apart from Folsom putting their stupid sticker on it. That'll be Sunday. And then Monday, Do the Right Thing. Please, baby, please, baby, please. I think it's that movie. And Tuesday, La Ventura. And then Wednesday, where is it? Where's Wednesday? Wednesday we've got 99, Give Me Shelter, and then of course Thursday, either Thursday or Friday will finally be the season finale with number 100. Hey ladies, get funky. Oh, you have no idea how fast next week needs to get them, because this is going to take a while because of all the remixes and crazy, all the videos and remixes and stuff like that. So this will be a treat. So yeah, I definitely need a whole day for that one, or a whole night, So yeah, that's about it. So once again, thanks you guys so much for watching. I know this one went on a little bit longer, but the Black Narcissus, this is one of those films that I seriously enjoyed it. This is going to be in the top 28 for the showdown. This is going to be. You will see this movie again. You will see me mention this movie again. So yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow for. Where'd it go? This is what happens when you throw everything in a pile. We'll see you tomorrow for I Know Where I'm Going. And until then, good friggin' night.